Hello students, in the last lecture I taught you the importance of plants, how the plants are important for us. Plants are called as the backbone of the earth. Yes, so here we will see how the animals are useful for us. What is the importance of animals in our life? Every big or small animal has a vital role in the well-being of the planet and its environment. Though that is very small insect or though that is very big animal. Yes, means though that is small ant or an elephant, they are having extinct or vital role for the well-being of the planet. अगर वो नहीं होते मीन्स उनकी अगर जरूरत ही नहीं रहती तो वो प्लैनेट पे होते ही नहीं, तो वो अर्थ पे होते ही नहीं. उनका कुछ ना कुछ तो रोल है, इसीलिए वो है ना. If one species become extinct, it can have considerable effects throughout on the rest of food chain. If one species is extinct, उसमें से अगर एक भी species कम होती गई या फिर vanish होती गई, then it have considerable effects throughout on the rest of food chain. तो वो पूरी जो फूड चेन है वो बिगड़ जाती है. इफ द ग्रास हॉपर इज नॉट देयर देन व्हाट दैट फ्रॉग विल ईट. इफ द फ्रॉग इज नॉट देयर व्हाट द स्नेक विल ईट. सो इन दिस वे इफ एनी वन स्पीसीज बिकम एक्सटिंक्ट it is affect on the all food chain. For example, the role played by a small honeybee in the environment. All of you think that what is the use of honeybee to us? We only know that honeybees gives us the honey. But if honeybees are not there, what is the adverse effect of that on the environment? See here, plants and flowers do not bloom without the bees' pollen carrying role. All of you know that they carry the pollen grains. When they take the nectar, suck the nectar from any flower, that flower's pollen grains stuck to their feet, and when they fly from one place to another, that pollen fallen on the ground, and from that place the new plants start to grow. So in this way, if the bees are not there, honeybees are not there, the pollen carrying role will be stopped. Yes. So the reducing number of bees would have an adverse effect on the overall well-being of the environment. If the honeybees are not there or would not be there, then the new plants would not grow. Next is predators. Predators too an important part of the food chain. Predators means those who hunt. Poaching or killing of carnivores reduce their numbers. As poaching means illegal hunting, and killing the carnivores reduce the number of the predators. As the result, and what is the result of that? What happens? The population of their prey, such as rabbits, deers, get multiplied. As we hunt the carnivorous animals, what happens? What are eaten by the carnivorous animals? Means carnivorous animals eat the rabbits, deer, like these animals. So they get multiplied. Only they get multiplied, and this disturbs the balance of nature. We want the carnivorous animals also and herbivorous animals also. But here, if we hunt the carnivorous animals for our use, then what happens? Only the rabbits and deers, like these herbivorous animals, are getting multiplied. They only increased in numbers. That also we don't want. That also disturb the balance of nature. Next is scavenger birds such as vultures clean the environment by feeding on dead animals. This helps to maintain a healthy environment. Scavengers are there. These scavenger birds, for example, vulture. All of you know, vulture clean the environment because it feeds on the dead animals only. And as it feeds on dead animals, it helps to maintain the healthy environment. Next is decomposers. Decomposers are animals that eat and break down the remains of dead animals. Whatever leftover food is there, leftover flesh is there of the dead animals, these decomposers eat that and break down the remains of the dead animals in the forests. The elements that are released during this process, when that decomposers eat that or break down the remains of the dead animals, that time they release the carbon dioxide, phosphorus and nitrogen, and that put back into the soil, and because of that the soil get the manure. The soil become fertile, that become food for plants. And decomposers gives the manure to the plants. In this way, animals are also important for the environment. Now here we will see the interdependence. All the living and non-living things in the environment are connected to each other in some way. We call this interdependence. Living things and non-living things which are in the environment, they are connected to each other. Means, as we human beings are depend on the plants are also depend on us. In this way, plants are depend on animals and animals also depend on the plants. That is called as interdependence. Here we will see plants and animals depend on each other for different things. How they are depend on each other? We know that animals depend on plants for food, either directly or indirectly. In turn, animals help in transfer of pollen grains and dispersal of seeds. Both of these are necessary for the growth of new plants. You can see in the picture that small birds eat the fruits of any fruit. They eat the fruits of any plant. Whatever outside fruit they eat, and seed is remain, that seed they throw down in the soil, and at that place the new plant grow. I am not talking about the here, but everywhere, in the jungles, in the forest, in the gardens, each and every place we cannot grow the plants. Yes, in your houses you grow the plants because you bring the seeds, and from that we can grow the new plant. But it is not possible into the forest. So in the forest, who grow the plant? Who plant the seed? That all things become naturally. So like these birds, eat the fruits and the seed is fallen down naturally only. They not throw that, oh, I want to grow the plant here, that's why I am sowing the seed here. It is not like this. Naturally that things are going on. That seeds fallen down, and from there the new tree grow up. Yes, in this way pollen grains also, many small insects, butterflies, then honeybees, these are the pollen carrying agents, and because of them the new plants grow. So in this way, as the animals depend on plants, plants are also depend on the animals to grow the new plants. Next is, while honeybee get nectar, while honeybees get nectar to produce honey from flowers, they carry pollen grains from flower to flower. Yes, honeybees are depend on the flowers because honeybees get the nectar from the flowers, but they also helpful for the plants to carry the pollen grains. In this way, they are depend on each other. Living things also depend on non-living things for survival and growth. They depend on environment for air, water, soil, food and shelter. Living and non-living things also depend on each other. Here we will see protecting plants and animals. How to protect the plants and animals then? Plants and animals are among Earth's important natural resources. Whatever Earth's natural resources are there, plants and animals also come in that. By protecting these resources, we can help to sustain the environment. As we protect that animals, as we protect that plants, we can help to sustain the environment. Due to the overgrowing human population worldwide, there has been an increase in needs and demands as well. As the population is increasing, not here only in the India but worldwide, what happens? Our needs also, our demands also are increased. More people means more food, more space to grow the food, and often it means the use of harmful pesticides to speed up food production. As the population is increased, means the people are increased. That's why they need more food. To grow more food, to grow more crops, we need more space. Yes, and farmers are using the harmful pesticides because they want the more and more food to for the production of the food. Harmful pesticides to speed up the fast production, because the population is increased, and to fulfill the needs of that population, we are using the harmful pesticides. So many things we are getting to eat, that on that they sprinkle the harmful pesticides, whatever fruits we are eating, because it is not possible to grow the fruits in the 3 months, but we need that thing, but the people need that thing. So to grow that faster, to ripe that fruit, they sprinkle some harmful pesticides. Yes, in this way that is very dangerous for human beings also and for the plants also. Increasing population also means more shelters, for which again we need more space. as the population is increased, we need the more shelter. Shelter means more houses, and to build the houses we need more space. For this reason, forest land are cleared to develop towns and cities, and that's why our cities and towns are only increasing. We are going outside and outside. We are cutting the forest and we are developing the housing societies there. This has a negative impact on wildlife, both plants and animals. As by destroying forest, we are actually destroying their habitats. And that's why what happens, as we are cleared the forest, as we are cleared the land, forest land for our use, we are not only destroying the forest, but we are destroying the habitats of these wild animals also. If anybody comes to your house and start to destroy your house, how you feel? So, think students, we are destroying their houses because that forests are their house only, their habitat only. But for our use, we are cutting the trees. We are destroying their habitats. And all these factors have put a tremendous pressure on the environment. And because of all these things, the pressure on the environment is increased. Now here we will see the tips to conservation. How to conserve our earth. Recycling can help us to prevent cutting of trees and deforestation to the great extent. Reusing and recycling waste paper can reduce the further demand for paper and thus save trees. Recycling is the best way to prevent the cutting of the trees. If we use the waste paper again, then we can reduce the further demand of the paper. And that's why we have to recycle the paper. Next is replacing some wood products with alternatives like bamboo, which is actually the type of grass, also help in conserving trees. Instead of wood products, for some things, instead of wood, if we use the bamboo, yes, to make the furniture, instead of wood, if we use the bamboo to make some materials, we use the bamboo instead of wood, then what happens? It will help us to conserve the trees. Next is factors like hunting, pollution, habitat destruction, and global warming have speeded up the destruction of wildlife at the startling rate because of the hunting of the animals, because of population. As we destroying the habitats of these wild animals, we are destroying, or we are giving the pressure on the environment only. For that, our governments worldwide have established parks and sanctuaries to protect wildlife. So here our government established so many parks and sanctuaries. Yes, wildlife sanctuaries are there. Our government established all these things. Because of that, we can protect the wildlife. However, and in that sanctuaries, which is area is there, we cannot cut any tree, we cannot cut any animal. We cannot hunt any animal which are in that sanctuaries. In this way, our government start a program. However, no such mission can be successful without the contribution of every one of us. As government makes the rule, some people are there who breaks the rule also. But it is each and every person's duty that we have to take care of own environment. Government also make laws that protect wildlife and environment. We should be aware of those laws and obey them. So it is our duty to obey these laws, because government makes so many laws, but we follow all these rules and regulations? No. So they tell us that it is our duty to aware of these laws and obey also that law. Now here we will see the World Environment Day. Students, every year on 5th of June we celebrate our World Environment Day. The aims of that World Environment Day are to raise global awareness on environmental issues. We have to give focus on the global awareness on the environmental issues. Whatever environmental problems are there, we have to focus on that day. To take the positive environmental action, from that day we start to take the positive actions on towards the environment to protect the nature and the planet Earth. And on that day they tell us how to protect our nature and our planet Earth. Now here some ways of celebrating this day are: how to celebrate this day, what are the aims? These are the aims that we have to focus on the global awareness on the environmental issues. We have to take some positive actions on that day. We have to protect our nature. But how to celebrate? How to take actions on that? We will see here. Organizing art and craft, poster making and other such competitions to spread awareness on important environmental issues. On that day we held so many art and craft competition, poster making competition, or other competition like speech competition, debate competition, to spread the awareness on the important environmental issues. Next is community conservation programs such as tree planting. They collect some people and in some areas they plant trees. Tree planting, cleaning a river. If the river is in your town, we clean the river. If the lake is there, we clean the lake. Like that, programs are held on that day. Removing the waste can be carried out, and we clean the areas also. Next is conducting street plays highlighting environmental problems. Some people conduct the street plays also, and on the street which people are going, that people also see that program and they are also aware about the environment. And last is promising to lead an environmental friendly life by keeping away from any such activities that destruct the environment. So which people are taking part in that program and which people see that program, that people also promise on that day. They give the promise and they take the promise from the people that they will live the environment friendly life. And how? By keeping away such activities which destruct the environment. Means these people take the oath, they take the promise from the other people that we will not throw the garbage in the river. We will keep the area clean. We will plant more and more trees. We will not cut the trees. Yes, we should not waste the paper. We should not waste the water. Like these promises are taken on that day. So here our 14th chapter, that is protecting the environment, is finished. Students, you also have to be aware of about the environment, and you have also take care of our environment, because you are also the part of our earth planet. Yes. Now here we will see the summary of this lesson. Environment or the natural world is everything that surrounds living things and affects their growth and health. Plants and animals are important natural resources. They depend on each other. Living things also depend on non-living things for their survival and growth. They depend on the environment for air, water, soil, food and shelter. It is important to protect plants and animals. 5th June is celebrated as World Environment Day every year. See students, here your summary is finished. Now glossary, the meaning of some hard words. Conservation. Conservation means preserving or protecting natural resources such as plants and animals through planned action. Habitat means the area occupied by a group of animals or plants such as a forest, desert or seashore. Pesticides means chemicals that are used to kill insects and other pests that may otherwise harm crops and plants. Producers. Producers means green plants that produce food through the process of photosynthesis. Recycle means to break down waste items into raw materials which are then used to make new items. Students, I hope you understood this lesson. You have to read this lesson carefully. Thank you and have a nice day.